Hello guys, welcome to Data Hacks. In this video, I'm going to explain about route handlers. Route handlers are only available inside the app directory. They are equivalent to API route inside the pages directory, meaning you don't need to use app route and route handlers together, which means the API route in pages and the route handlers in page. API route in page directory and a route handler in app directory both are same. We don't need to use together both of them. Route handlers can be nested inside the app directory similar to the page.js and layout.js. But there cannot be a route.js file at the same route segment level as a page.js. In simple words, the page file and the route file should not exist in the same folder. Route handlers are catched by default when using the get method with response object. They do not participate in layout or client-side navigation like page. There cannot be route file at the same route as a page.js, which we explained previously. So we have to separate them in a separate folder. Here you can see page.js is present inside the app directory, route.js present inside app directory. So both file present directly inside app directory, so it will cause some conflict. Here we have page.js in app router, route.js in API folder. So both files are not in a same segment. So it is valid. In the same way, for pages, we have added the dynamic folder, the route present in the API folder itself. Now also it is valid. Next, I'm going to explain the route handlers with practical demonstration. Here, first of all, I'm going to create a folder called API. API. So first of all, I'm going to create a get method. So get method. Inside get method, I'm going to use route.js. Here I'm going to provide function export asynchronous function get method. Here it is going to return the value new response, and the value is going to be get method work properly with exclamatory symbol. So now I'm going to trigger the Next.js server. Now you can access the landing page. So after coming to the landing page, we have to define the route handler. So I'm providing get API slash get. So this is how we have created the file inside API get file. Here we can see the result as a response which we have mentioned in the file in a written. So here you can see the values which is working properly. So instead of this static response, I want array of object. For that, I'm going to VS Code. Instead of this response, Next.js itself providing one response. So I'm going to use the Next.js response. First import next response, copy the next response, replace here and provide JSON, and remove this next value, and here we have to create one object key has been defined and value, remove this and provide as the value. Now if you go to the front end, refresh, you can see the object. So this is how we can get the values. So next I'm going to render the value in a home page. First I'm going to copy the value, going to the home page, create a variable called response, await, fetch value, which we want to get the data. And here I'm going to convert the response into JSON format, data and response dot JSON, and we have to provide await. Finally, console the data. Let's go to the browser and go to the home page. Once the home page has been rendered, we can go to the console. Here in console there is a no value because by default app router component will act as a server, so we can't see the values in a console. We can see the values in a terminal. So here you can see the values. Next I'm going to create a post method. So create a folder called post. For this post I'm going to create a route.js file. Create a function export asynchronous function post, and here I'm going to return next response. First let's copy this next response and paste it here. Next response dot json data equal to name, and I'm going to convert this name to be string. So here I'm going to provide request, and next I'm going to console the request, console dot log request. After consoling this request, I'm going to postman and create a new space and checking for the URL. So here I'm going to provide the URL post URL with query name Vijay. So I'm sending this request, but it is in get method, so let me change to post method. Now we got the response. If we go to the route post method, you can see here bunch of values which is stored here. To understand these values, I'm going to create a constant data and new URL. Inside this URL, I'm going to provide request dot URL, and I'm going to console the data. For that, console dot log data. Again, go to postman request, close the postman. Once the request has been created, you can see all the values here properly. So we want the values name and Vijay. For this, we have to use search params. Instead of data, I'm going to provide search params. So it will destructure the values directly. Search params, and if we scroll to the top in the terminal, we can see the values again. So in the search param, I want to get the value Vijay. So for this key is name, here dot get name, and here in terminal scroll down, go to the postman request. Once the request is successful, you can see the value Vijay. So copy this and remove, provide directly here. And here I am going to convert the data to name and remove this console. In postman, give a request again. Now you can see the name Vijay, the value has been updated dynamically. Instead of Vijay, if I am going to provide Ram, let's check, the return value will be dynamically changed from Vijay to Ram. You can see the values has been updated dynamically. This is how the post method is working. Next, I am going to create one dynamic route. For that, again I am going to create a folder, dynamic route.js. So for dynamic values, we need to provide dynamic folder. So dynamic, here I am going to provide slug. So inside this slug folder, I am going to move route file. So now we have dynamic slug route file. So I'm going to get method, copy the whole get method, is the get method, and here I'm going to use params, object params, and here I'm going to remove this value and params dot value which we have given in the dynamic folder. So in this folder we have provided slug. So we have to provide slug. Go to the postman, remove this values, provide dynamic slash. I'm going to provide one name as a Raju and convert this method to get method. Once the request is successful, it will return the response. Here we are not getting the response. See what is the issue by consoling. Params, open the terminal. Before params, I'm going to provide request. Now again go to the terminal, postman, request. So now you can see the values has been returned properly. Previously we have not used request, so we have faced the confusion. Now you get to know how the methods are working in a route handlers with dynamic route also. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, hit the like button, subscribe the YouTube channel. You will get the updates on time.